Hello, today we'll be talking about the safety and health stage 3. So our team is group 4 and our team name is the engineers. So I'll move on to the members. So the first member is Jihad Wakil, and second one is me, Ruben Raj, and the third one is Wong Zi. So for the next part, I will pass it to Jihad.
Alright, for the background of study, there are four main points that we have done in the report. First of all, it's important to make a small plan on how to create solution for a particular hazard. First step is to determine in which category this particular hazard is. Is it biological, chemical, or ergonomic hazard? Next step is to analyze the hazard by determining the main source of it. Lastly, use problem-solving skills to create a smart solution which doesn't cost a lot and can minimize the hazard. Of course, it's important to use environmentally friendly materials as do not cause any harm for the environment. For the third point, we used MATLAB to calculate the risk rate by identifying the likelihood and severity out of 5 and then determine the risk level, whether it's minimal, moderate, or serious. Lastly, our team have developed an ergonomic chair that can fit all people whether they are short or tall by using nanotechnology.
Objective to correct coding in MATLAB to calculate the risk rate and identify the risk level, to determine the highest rate of activity and then analyze the causes and origins of that activity, to propose engineering solution to reduce or lower the risk level into at least the acceptable zone, to ensure that the solution is environmentally friendly and sustainable.
Alright, for lecture review, for engineering solution, as an engineers, we are required to design and develop solutions to solve engineering problems. There are 6 steps that we need to follow. First, recognize and analyze the problem, then gather data, and then use an appropriate theory. It's important to make assumptions to have a good vision. After solving the problem, we are required to check the results to minimize any mistakes in our solution. For risk minimization, we can define it briefly as lowering the risk level from a serious to acceptable level by reducing the likelihood or severity of the hazard. Reducing the risk level can have some advantages like preserving the health and safety of the people. Another advantage is that in the workplace, especially in the engineering field, it's important to apply risk reduction because it's unacceptable to sacrifice the health and safety of the people around. Nanotechnology usually used in science and engineering to work in designs, application, devices, and materials. Its dimension is nearly 1 to 100 nanometers. But why we use nanotechnology? Nanotechnology can improve the characteristics of an object by improving its strength and durability. It can also increase the efficiency of energy consumption.
Design of the solution. These are the types of ergonomic chairs that are available in the market. To reduce the risk of ergonomic hazards, one solution has been proposed. A new product, Nanotech ergonomic chair, is created. Nanotechnology and nanoparticles are important for reducing material usage, reducing waste, and optimizing energy consumption while improving products. The headrest, backrest, and seat cushion of the Nanotech ergonomic chair are made of nano fabric rather than fabric. What is nano fabric? Nano fabric is textile that has been created with microscopic particles to improve the ordinary materials. It is made by weaving nanofibers with certain characteristics and by adding particles. It is different than fabric because synthetic nanoparticles were integrated into the fabric or a coating was put to the surface of fabric. Characteristic of nanofabric. Nanofabric is water and dirt repellent. Nanomaterials are used to improve material surface for finisher. It is based on the lotus leaf principle. The lotus leaf consists of tiny hairs that can reduce the surface tension to prevent oil and water absorption. This figure shows the nano-patterned surface that can explode lotus effect. This causing them to be hydrophobic enough for water droplets to roll off the fabric surface and removing the dirt particles. Second characteristic is nanofabric prevent odor absorption. Silver nanoparticles are used in the nanofabric to kill microorganisms that produce unpleasant odor. Nanofabric has longer lifespans since it is stain and water repellent, that allowing for less frequent washing. Lastly, nanofabric is easy to be cleaned as the Lotus principle is applied to the surface of the fabric. The function of the Nanotech ergonomic chair is the backbone of the chair is able to adjust to the spine of the user. It supports the backbone of the user and it can fit for all sizes and shapes of the spines of the users. The fabric of the chairs is water and dirt repellent. The inspiration of the design was from the Nanotech desk, which is currently in the market, but the Nanotechnology chair is not listed yet in the market. MATLAB programming. Objectives: to calculate the risk for a selected activity by a typical college student and a Malaysian family, to assist users in discovering more about the risk that the activity poses to their health and safety, to alert the users about the hazards involved in selected activity, as well as the control measures to avoid an accident for critical hazard.
So I'll be talking about the features of the program. So first of all, we'll talk about the input. The first input will be the area, and the second will be the activity, and the third and fourth input is closely related to the hazard, which is the likelihood and also the severity. So for the output, we have three different outputs. So the first one is the list of hazards, and the second one is risk level, and the third one is control measures. So let's move on to the assumptions and also the limitations of the program. So the first assumption is that there's only 5 activities in each area of the house, and there's a total of 2 hazards for each activity, but some of them have only 1 according to our database. And the maximum risk level is 25 and the minimum risk level is 1. So the only limitation of the program that it will not terminate immediately after the likelihood or the severity entered is a wrong value, but it will show pop-up a warning message for the user to re-enter their severity or likelihood value. So this is the first case study we conducted. So the user wanted to calculate the risk when using the kettle in the kitchen. So when the user uses the kettle, there will be 2 hazards. So the user have to input the likelihood and also the severity. So I'll be demonstrating this case study to you. So as we run the program, we are asked to enter the area. So we can choose the kitchen. So then the number of activities are shown. Then we enter the number of activity and the hazard is shown. So after that, we have to enter the likelihood and also the severity for the first hazard. And the second hazard is shown, and we repeat the step for likelihood and also the severity. After that, a table of list of hazard is shown, and the highest risk on top and the risk level is shown. And if you enter 0, the program will end. Right, so moving on to the second case study where the user wanted to use the vacuum cleaner to clean the bedroom and also at the same time she's using the smartphone. Therefore, this case study will contain 2 activities. So I'll be demonstrating the program to you. So when we run the program, we are asked to enter the area. So we enter the area bedroom for the second case study. So then the list of activities are shown. Then we pick the vacuum cleaner number 3. Then the hazard is shown for the first hazard. Then the likelihood and severity are entered. And the second hazard is shown. And we repeat the steps for the likelihood and severity. And as soon as we do that, the list of hazards are shown and also the risk level. And we wish to enter another activity. We enter number 1. And we enter another area or activity. So it's the bedroom again, but then it's a different activity. Number 2, which is the electronic devices. Then enter the likelihood and severity for the first hazard and also for the second hazard. And as soon as we do that, the list of hazards are shown and also the risk level is shown. Right, so in conclusion, the design proposed, which is the nanotechnology chair, is actually environmental friendly and is able to reduce the risk level of the hazard, which is the backbone pain. Besides that, the cost of the solution is also quite reasonable in the range of 1,800 to 2,000 ringgit for a nanotech chair. And thirdly, the MATLAB program is able to run successfully and able to provide the control measure for the highest risk level hazard. And I think that's all from us. Thank you for watching.